What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are in Madden 22 franchise doing another rebuild. This time it is of the Miami Dolphins, a realistic style rebuild of them, and we obviously have all of the new names that they acquired in the offseason, some of the names that they re-signed as well. You know, Xavier Howard just got a recent deal. I think he's now basically getting like a 5-year 90 if you add everything together. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, the highest paid wide receiver in the league now, cost some draft picks, of course, kind of on par with the Devontae trade, maybe a little bit less technically. Obviously, the two fastest receivers, the fastest wide receiving duo in the league. Hell, the fastest big three, if you will, if you count Mostert. If he stays healthy, he could be sneaky good too. I mean, obviously, the Niners have a hell of a unit, and they have a really good coaching staff, but Mostert was doing some things behind that line, obviously. He was doing some things. He's fast, obviously, if he's healthy. Which, speaking of health, Terron Armstead, a huge get for Miami, which honestly, a little surprised. I'm honestly surprised that that's where Terron went. You know, he was kind of waiting it out with the Saints. You know, if Deshaun Watson went to the Saints, he would have stayed around. But, like, what does he see in Miami? I'm just kind of thinking, like, is it the location that he's interested in more than anything? Because, you know, it's like, oh, I don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be. Now, Tua is underrated. You know, I wouldn't say underrated, but he's overhated, I should say. But at the end of the day, it's not like he's some prime quarterback that's going to guarantee you a Super Bowl this year or even the next 4 years. There's still a lot of question marks on him, speaking of health, for the entire damn squad. But, of course, a huge addition to that offensive line, but still lots to be worked on, especially in a rebuild sense. Gesicki got tagged. Glad to see it because we're going to re-sign him. He's, you know, just a good overall. Emmanuel Ogbah, superstar development trade, and I'm going to allow it because he usually does go to superstar. He got like a 4-year 65. We gave him that. Howard, I believe, was already superstar. Kind of just thinking from our Miami franchise, which we got lucky on because, you know, started that game, that franchise, it was X Factor Howard, Superstar Jones, and now it's Superstar Howard, Star Jones, and obviously, Star Jones, okay. He's obviously really bad here for us, regressed really hard, and overall just ratings weren't super great. So corner's actually sneakily on the list, perhaps. Noah Igbenogany, a guy that obviously moved on from in our franchise for Miami. You just check it out, okay? It's a fun series. I've been enjoying a ton of it all year long. But yeah, we moved on from him. Although in this, because he's so young, he may even be the starter at some point. He's only 22, about to be 23. We need a middle linebacker or two, because Baker at normal dev, who knows what's going to happen with him. But yeah, it's a team that has some quality starters, but still needs quite a bit, in my opinion, at least in Madden franchise, to get to where they want to go. So obviously we're a little bit limited on draft picks. We're not going to worry about anyone up there. I'm going to look at this guy, and this guy. I mean, if Kennard's there, we have a chance to trade up for him, start of the third. I probably will. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot we can address in this class, unfortunately. But the Dolphins kind of already addressed that for us, with one of the bigger needs being wide receiver and offensive tackle. Wilkins, yes. But no, I will not be giving him a 5th-year option. That might not actually be the worst call, but meh, it is what it is. I think we can afford to keep like one of these guys around long term, so it's probably going to be Wilkins, one of the big D linemen. So we trade 94, 78 next year, and a 7th round next year for 65 here. I was going to go with Kennard, but I think I'm actually going to be going with Sam Williams. We need a pass rusher for the future. Van Ginkel probably isn't going to last super long, can't really develop too well. I really do like the lineman, and that is one of the biggest needs, but to be fair, I don't even know if he's good on this class. It looks pretty trash. So either way, I'm going to go with Sam Williams. I really like the 40 time and all that. I don't know if we've dropped him on this class, but he's got to have decent potential, pretty damn fast, like we said. Sam Williams, normal development. 4.58 is 82 speed. Huh? Excuse me? Our next pick after this is in the 6th round. Hopefully one of the players we wanted is there, and wow, none of the linemen are there. That is a huge L. Tyson Anderson looked pretty fast. So, I mean, didn't really work out that way with Sam Williams, but I think I might take the safety. Safety's a pretty big need for us. Belton's cool, but he's a corner. Don't need that as much. Need the safety, so I'm going to take Tyson Anderson, who's normal development rate, but like I said, very, very fast. So potential. Like, potentially you would think about leaving a like and subscribing. We do a ton. Another Anderson, nice. How do you do? But we do a ton of franchise stuff. I think you'd like it around here. So, yeah, you might as well do me a favor. Maybe do yourself a favor. And if not, you can just undo that later down the line. We're going to take a guard, Chris Paul, the different type of guard that I was thinking of, but looks okay. Maybe he starts, probably doesn't. This is, the pains of, not having high draft picks, unfortunately, but we have Tyreek Hill. As you all know, 7th round picks, very, very highly sought after. We're going to be trading this down to, the Falcons kind of suck, so I'm going to go with the Falcons. Sorry, Falcons fans, once again. Do I really want to look at the draft recap? Sam Williams, 69 overall, 67 for the safety. Of course, Sam Williams, I am going to cheat a bit. I'm going to change his speed and all that up. I'm going to probably give him like 88 Excel, 87 speed, which really doesn't change a whole lot for him, to be honest, because obviously he's still got pretty low finesse and block shed. So, I mean, like I said, it doesn't even change anything at all. I don't even know what his agility drills were, but I imagine if you got good speed and Excel, you probably got decent agility. Tyson Anderson, maybe he starts down the line, but right now he's a bit raw, I think, so going to let him just sit. But, yeah, I mean, kind of just could have just ignored the draft, to be honest, which I suppose with this little draft picks, I suppose they kind of already did without my help. And I wouldn't call that help. I would call that, like, help. Please, help me. Help me. So it's not like we really added any starters, per se, but this is what the squad looks like for the first year, technically. 2022 would be the year. Terron Armstead obviously regressed, even though he shouldn't have, so I'm going to actually bump him a little bit. Give him a bump. But yeah, obviously a team that is improving, and they're constantly on the come up. They're constantly on the rise here, but still, it all comes down to Tua. I would hate for him to get less time to develop, though, than Daniel Jones. Like, Daniel Jones has had, like, what feels like forever, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't want to just call him, call it out right now, but we're going to have him on a semi-short leash. I almost said a tort sheesh, but of course, he has some decent ratings. 89 short, 84 medium, 80 deep. Once again, we had all of the XP sliders on 0%, so, we didn't gain any overalls. We actually, once again, lost because of the regressions, but I'm not going to change any. Should I change Byron, actually? I know we didn't do it for the rest of the league, but it is what it is. We also didn't take away any of the dev-ups, which I took one away. I kept Og, but like I said, I took one of the other ones away. Let's raise my mans here a little bit. Well, quite literally, let's raise his mans. But yeah, still massive improvements to be made, but we at least keep our draft picks for the future, and I don't know, we'll see what kind of free agents are around, and maybe build through there as well. So let's just move on, see what kind of season we're going to have, and hope we can at least see some sort of development on Tua. Please, please, QB breakout, coach, another huge day for Tua. Oh, did he do the thing? He did it. He's superstar. Oh, he did. He did. Of course, it really helps when you go up against the Jets, but you can see no force wins or anything like that. We're turning it around, boys. All right, Gesicki wants that contract. I think at this point he's looking for something a bit more lucrative, right? So a 4-year 55, I think, is fair money. What else do we have? Christian Wilkins. He hasn't really played that well, but definitely worth a 3-year 30 in my opinion. So 3-year 30 it is. Good deal for him. Great deal for us. Raheem Mostert. I don't even know how well he's playing, but ultimately that speed, which is what makes him so dangerous, is probably going to be taking a hit. And wow, not a good year. Yikes. Van Ginkel, a guy that is really, not a good coverage guy at all. I know this is kind of a 3-4 defense, but, they kind of toed him as a guy that's supposed to be able to do it all, but not really seeing that. I'm not paying 4-year 55 for a guy with no freaking pass rush ability in-game, really. And, I mean, that's kind of it, right? Playoffs, I think if we win, we're in, and we do win, and we are in, and we have the division. So, nice. Maybe we didn't even need to win it all, but Tua had himself a pretty damn good year. Being a superstar obviously helps. We went with, I think it was Dallas playbook out the gate because I wanted to run the ball quite a bit. Did not, and I mean did not work for Mostert at all. So then we moved on to Tampa Bay playbook right when we got that breakout. It allowed Tua to get his superstar dev up and to have a good season. Of course, Mostert ended up with a little bit better yards per carry. It looks like 0.1 higher. Touchdowns are pretty good, though. A very balanced offense, obviously you can see. Normally, if it was the Chiefs playbook, you would see Tyreek with like 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns or something. The rest would be like 1,000 and then nothing else pretty much. But you can see a pretty balanced attack here. Wilson even got involved. You got to like a season like that. Offensive line was pretty damn good, obviously. Sack totals, Ogba, 14 sacks for him. Could go to X Factor, which would be, kind of clutch for a guy that got a 4-year 65 from this team. Sam Williams with 4.5 on the other side. Phillips was kind of useless. Of course, he had like 300 more downs played than Sam Williams as well, so I don't really know what to think here, but, Sam's the starter next year on the opposite side, I suppose. Howard with 5 interceptions. Kicking Jason Sanders was pretty good. Matt Hack was pretty decent himself. And looking at the yearly awards, Tua, number 9. We'll take that. It's not, anything to write home about, I suppose, but for us to, Tyreek, best wide receiver in the AFC still, and, I wouldn't say, I guess still makes sense, but yeah, for us to not even know if Tua is going to be the long-term guy, to probably solidifying himself as the long-term guy now, I guess you can write home about it. I'll allow it. I'm not going to block the postage. You have to get your own stamps, but I'm not going to stop it. All right, going to the end of the game. Miami makes a stop. Baltimore makes a stop. We get the stop. We get the score, 7-3. Halftime score is pretty low, but hey, if it stays 7-3, I'm cool with it because that means we win, obviously. 7-10. Hey, I'm a little worried now. Okay. Potential. I will say it looks like, here we go. Once again, I don't expect to win the Super Bowl here. I just want to see a fair fight. Of course, in this situation, you'd almost assume, it's not guaranteed, but you'd feel pretty good about your chances of, being able to hold them here, force the punt. And, wow, almost picked off by Howard, actually. Lamar kind of with the blind read. Nice knees, buddy. And, of course, you see Miami with a chance. Are they going to go for the field goal, I'd imagine? Let's see if Jason Sanders hits it, forces OT. And he does, 17-17. Baltimore, though, does not care as they walk off with the win. Of course, they did change the overtime rules, but, it's not really much we could do in this situation. What am I supposed to say? Like, no, not so fast. It's coded in the game. I'm sorry. I can't do anything just yet. Of course, looking at the, the sack numbers, nothing really special. Nothing for picks. Tucker actually missed a kick, but didn't really matter in the end as they still ended up winning. Now, I hope no one's mad, but I didn't go with the 2023 real-life class in this one because that class, I feel like you probably more do it for a team that actually needs proper help and a team that actually needs those guys as their top-tier starters. We're not going to have many picks to be able to grab many of them, so realistically, it doesn't matter if we use CP or not because we have our quarterback. We have some of these positions that are going to be hyped up. Pass rusher Sam Williams is probably going to be the guy. We have too many other needs to put a first-round pick on the O-line or in the pass rush department unless there's just some stud there. But the Chiefs, even without Tyreek, they end up winning the Super Bowl anyways. The Cardinals in it, which is a little surprising, but still win the Super Bowl, which kind of sucks, but, more power to them, I guess. I will say, though, even though we have like 40 mil, we're going to have to pay to it. So, realistically here, I'm not expecting to sign any big names. At best, I'm doing 10 to 15 mil. That is about it. Oh, my Lord. Crossing? Might be crossing his name off the roster, but not just yet. Butler, please? Right? Oh, I take that. We need to save a little bit of money because, obviously, there's some expensive names here, especially for guys that aren't even starting anymore. But fair enough, Noah Igbenogany needs a contract, which, at this point, Byron Jones probably has regressed decently far, right? I don't think you can get rid of him just yet. You can, but it's not really worth it. So one more year at Byron, and we're probably going to move on. Van Ginkel, of course, goes to Superstar, but that's completely irrelevant to us. Matt Hack, I suppose, even though I thought it was Matt Hawk, which would make no sense to me, but, at this rate, there's always going to be somebody like, it's actually, Huke. It's like, okay. I also don't want to get myself in trouble because that sounds derogatory. I'm sorry if it is. I didn't mean it. Jair in free agency, I don't see that happening in real life. DK, absolutely zero chance of that happening in real life. Maybe a trade, but definitely not, him going straight to free agency. AJ Brown, maybe, but super unlikely. Marquise Brown, maybe, but unlikely. Kareem Hunt, we've done it a lot, but man, does he save a team. Of course, I didn't even notice Ogba, X Factor. I kind of expected it, but Howard back to X Factor. That is huge. That is huge. Not the first time I've heard that, but, just for some of you guys that haven't heard that before, it's a pretty good term to hear. Nate Davis, a 3-year 30. I don't know if we really need that, though. Once again, I don't think these guys are going to be as good as their actual overalls say, but at the same time, it would be nice to replace some of our guys. I don't know. Mitch Morse. I mean, there's really not any name here worth the price. The asking price of admission is pretty steep on, everyone. Greedy was interesting, but guess what? The Browns want him back bad. Although I will say, Greedy isn't actually asking for a whole lot here. I thought it was going to be really high. The Browns are way up there, but the problem is Greedy's coming in a little bit too early for us because we have Jones for one more season, it would appear. I don't know, dude. Safety. Jimmy Ward would be kind of clutch. I feel like Jimmy Ward's a very this team signing. Juan Thornhill, for some reason the Chiefs didn't really seem like they were trying to use him too often. Not that great of a player, but very cheap. So a 3-year 16 I'd be willing to do. And he is probably going to head here. So I guess that's kind of our only free agency kind of moves, if any. It was just one, right? It was just the safety. I don't remember offering on anyone else, did we? And he rejected anyways. Love it. Metcalf with no offer. Still love that, too. I'm loving everything. San Fran. I forgot about this. Wait, did they have extra? Wait, did they have a first-round pick? Was that from San Fran that they traded to the Chiefs? I don't know, but we have pick 6 from San Francisco, which I don't really know if that's going to be the case, but of course they're going to be starting a rookie quarterback, maybe some ish. I don't know, but they gave us pick 6. I'm keeping pick 6. Stop your yelling. With this, though, we are going to be trading down, without a doubt. I had my idea that we were a late first type of team, so all of my talent is kind of in that range anyways, so I think the best play is for us to trade down, and the Colts are giving us an offer, even though it's probably not even close for real-life pick 6. They're kind of saying if we wanted something like 22, we would be getting 22 the following year as well, and I want to see if we can find something around there from a team that might actually suck. I don't know if there's going to be one, but we're going to try. We got a really lucrative deal. We got 31 and 63 this, with a first next year for pick 6, Crossan, and a 5th next year. Don't know what the Cardinals are going to move on with, but please just anything but a quarterback. Tackle. That, in fairness, isn't the worst call. If only I knew that this guy's a good pass rusher. He's got to be block shed, B pursuit, B zone coverage, but I don't know what his actual pass rush abilities are, so I don't think I can go with him, but I guess we'll go with Bryce Smith right now. Just kind of basing off of the fact that a lot of the DTs look decent, but this guy was the most athletic by far. Don't know anything about the finesse or block shed, but I imagine because of the way he's built, he's better at those two things than C power. So I'm kind of basing that a C power actually means a B plus finesse, a B or higher finesse it is. So I'm going to risk it on him, and I was dumbly wrong. And then we trade down to the 52nd pick with the Eagles. We gain a 3rd-round pick. I feel like they probably owed us more than that, but I just have, once again, everything late. Stan Elliott was one of the running backs I had on my list, but I didn't know if I was going to pull the trigger on him or not. Who's this? Who this be? Richard Foster? No, thank you. I don't think so, pal. But with this pick, I think I'm going to go with Max Johnson. Pretty damn athletic. Got an A catch, A awareness. We're kind of basing it off of, more BS again, but hopefully he's actually good. And he is hidden. These types of guys are a little worrisome, though, because they're always, weirdly bad change in direction. I know that's not terrible for a linebacker, but it worked out. We got a hidden development trade player, and, of course, he's probably going to be a higher overall as an outside linebacker, so we move him to, middle. I don't know what kind of drop-off we're going to see. Let's see what else we had. So we had a center, I believe. He is a 3-4, Zach McKinney. I'm going to just grab him now. And a hidden development trade. That is clear-cut the most obvious pick by far, so I wasn't really too worried about that. Ooh, did I sell? I don't know if I sold or not. I had a safety, which we desperately need because I didn't get Thornhill or, what's his name? Jamie. God damn, what's his name? I don't know. We have 2 linebackers, or 2 safeties, that we kind of want. Brandon Curry, 6'4", 22. Once again, don't know a whole lot about him, but I'm just kind of basing off of the 40 times. And then we have Sanborn, who is also kind of that athleticism-ness good. I don't know what words those were, but I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to wait and just, whoever shows up first is the guy, the second guy is the one we grab. Also, why didn't I grab Basley? I mean, we lucked out in the linebacker anyways, but that guy's... He's like a pass rusher? What is this? Like, he looks good, dude. So we added a 5th-round pick to move back like 5 or 6 spots. And, I mean, I'm cool with it. It'd be nice to see, one of the safety... I was about to say one of the safeties kind of wait a little bit. But Curry, the 6'4" guy... Now I'm really regretting it. I should have just taken it. Is that 5th round really worth it? I suppose now the choice is a little out of my hands. I'd imagine the fact that we got a 5th next year means that we could probably offer a 6th next year. And probably could have done a 7th, to be honest. But moving up a few spots, and we're going to be grabbing the remaining safety, who may be a plug-and-play starter. We do have that really athletic safety sitting already waiting, so maybe he's the starter. I don't know, but where be my guy? Orlando Sanborn, 21 years old, 6'1", and a hidden development trade. Okay, so I don't know what the other guys like, but I'm still at least happy with my choice. And I'm also kind of debating on this running back, Titus Richards. I was able to scout that he is very strong, and his athleticism is pretty good for a big guy, A-truck, A-stiff arm. Do we move up for a guy that, we don't really have a position? I'm going to move up. Screw it. Houston themselves could be the guys that take him. So if we offer them something decent, maybe they're like, hey, we'll come off that spot for that. That's not terrible. We're super rebuilding, so why not? We offered a 5th next, 6th this to move up from 84 to 67, which is, a little steep, but whatever. And we're risking it. Mr. Titus Richards, please be good. Hidden. Ooh, 87 speed. He's like a 4.53. I don't know if that speed's going to, cuck him or not. But, I suppose with an A-truck, A-stiff arm, hidden development trade, he's the only guy with star or better on our running back group. So, I guess he starts, I suppose. There's not really much of a choice. We're kind of killing the draft. We're kind of killing. Our 1st-round pick was normal, but he could still be really good. And then lineman, I don't know a whole lot. He's pretty athletic. Might be worth a pick. I don't know if you want to move up for both guys, though, especially since I don't know where they're going to go. But I kind of want one of the two. I'd probably rather have Fort, to be honest, because I feel like you could probably play Fort anywhere, whereas Sharp needs to be on the interior. And there goes Fort. I'm kind of debating even wanting to trade up now, but interdivisional welcome. Of course, we've seen crazier, specifically from this team. I can't remember if I did get the 3rd-round pick. I didn't trade directly from the Patriots, but we still got our 3rd-round pick. So I think this is a 2 7th-round type of job, and they'll take it. So no more draft picks, but we kind of mid-loaded the draft, and once again, we landed a lot of good players, so I'm not really too worried about it. And Jamarcus Sharp, seen a B, a couple of C's, whatever. We're going to grab them. And hidden development trait. I suppose this kind of does remind me of maybe a Solomon Kinley type of deal where, yeah, he's hidden, but look where Solomon Kinley is. He's like a 76 overall star dev, 26-year-old. It's not really the guy of the future for us, but we landed 2 hidden linemen. Really our worst pick was ironically the 1st-round pick, which I suppose we'll see. Maybe he's a decent overall at least, which hopefully... Yeah, 76 overall is pretty good. Oh, I don't know who's who, but I've seen some overalls in there. Obviously, the finesse move, not super great, but block shed, pretty solid, very athletic. I guess he'll start at DT, right? I suppose. I really don't care too much for Raekwon Davis. Max Johnson are going to put at middle linebacker. I had to grab a guy with the name that I'm very familiar with. That's what I've got a wish for, and I just don't have it on for star development trait, middle linebacker. What is he, a 71? That's still fine. McKinney, 6'5", 319. Iffy. Is he good enough? 6'5's pretty big for a center, right? I feel like my man's is kind of a tackle. I just said that because I wanted him to be there. Orlando Sanborn, we got to see the other safety. He was a 6'4 guy. 91 speed, excels a little iffy. Great hit power. A little raw, but he's good. Let's see what his development trait is. Number 31 kind of looks good as well, which is, Very interesting that number comes up because we literally have that for our Dolphins franchise. 77 overall for this running back, dude. 21, number 21, of course. Aggressive catch, possession catch. Really aggressive for a power back. Guy looks great, though. I mean, he's automatic starter no matter what. I don't know if 21 looks good on him, though, as like a power back. I'm not really sure what I would choose, though. Number 23, 22. I'm going to put 32 on him with start of element trade. No superstars. I mean, unless Sharp is a superstar, which I would highly, highly doubt. Which I think he's going to play center for us. I think. He's like, like I said, he's kind of like stuck in the mud, middle of the line kind of situation. Why not slap him right at center? Oh, God, he sucks. All right, Kerr. Oh, please. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Not real life, but in game, I'd probably still rather have our guy. 3 speed difference is pretty massive, but I will say this guy, that hit power, the size, the tackling, the pursuit is sick. Of course, 63 block shit. I mean, it's hard to tell. What was the change direction, actually? Oh, the agility on sandboards. Yeah, I'd rather have Sanborn for sure. I'm okay with the pick. I think in a rebuild, though, I think the other guy probably is better, but in, usering, our guy is definitely better. It's not even close. So we trade Brandon Jones, Austin Jackson, and Raekwon Davis for pick 64 from the Cowboys in Winston. Now, a lot of these guys that we're trading, specifically Austin Jackson, were pretty high picks, so we're taking a bit of a loss technically because the development is still potentially there for a few of them, but we don't have starting jobs for them. They do. They have a spot for literally every single player there, so maybe DT, maybe he'd be a backup, but it's a good trade for both sides. I mean, it's a little iffy, but I mean, it's a lot of bulk, so I'll take that trade. I think it's fair. You just look at Austin Jackson alone, pick 18. I believe Raekwon was a pretty high pick as well. Yeah, Raekwon was like a late second, and Brandon Jones was an early third. So all of that for just a late second projected is a pretty big steal for them. I'm also curious. I wish I would have clicked it beforehand, but the improved rookie thing was Austin Jackson. Obviously, we traded him off. Okay, but he's not on our team. And I just noticed Tua's an X factor. It's just... Oh, man, Tua, you are a nutcase. I really want to see how much he's going to ask for because we obviously declined his fifth-year option, so we just want to try to give him a deal right now and send him on his way. But, yeah, I mean, this is a little wild. It's a little wild, I'll be honest. Solomon Kinley, I mean, you look at the ratings. Literally, like I said, same with Austin Jackson. Those ratings just don't reflect how good of a player he actually is. Of course, Robert Hunt at least is decent in the power blocking stuff. Right tackle, obviously, almost the best lineman on the team. Obviously, you have Terron Armstead, but second best easily. Eichenberg, I'll be honest, real life, maybe he'll develop. I don't know. But in-game, he has literally no chance. So he's really just going to be a backup until he needs a contract and then just goes on his way, I guess. So basically, the free agents kind of avoided us like the plague. But we saved some money. We can afford Tua. Can afford whatever contracts we may need to, make way on. But we did add a lot of blue, which is good, right? Richards, start development trade, but massive potential. He looks insane already. Just needs some speed upgrades, but it's sim, so hopefully that's not going to matter. Tua's an X factor, which is just, fantastic, right? Where is it? There it is. That's just crazy. I suppose red zone Deadeye and already better abilities, and I've got on my Tua and our Dolphins franchise. Check it out now. I actually did the offseason yesterday. It was pretty fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you didn't already watch it, maybe check it out. Obviously, cornerback could be a need, down the line, but I think Noah Igbenogany is going to be the future of this position. Going to probably sign him to like a 3-year 20 or something like that. Don't want to sign him too long just because, I'll sign him. I'll probably give him like a 4-year 40 or something like that. He's developing. He's definitely got the juice. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that are good overall, and they're young. They just need a breakout or just, end of the season dev up, and we're right there. Sweet, man. Austin Jackson, 10K XP. Great. Wonder if it actually gave it to him, though. Wow, that's kind of sucky. Wow. So Tua wants a 1-year 122, a 5-year 122. Hey, went too far. I think it's going to be a little more lucrative than that, unfortunately. I think a 5-year 200 at this point is probably worth it. Let's see how that compares. I'd imagine that's something around like 34 or something like that. I don't know the math on it, to be honest. 40? That's probably fair from what he's done. I'm going to do a 5-year 190. I clicked the wrong button. 5-year 190, glad to resign. Obviously he is. Of course, it is, you know, more than he's asking for, but for realism's sake, he would ask for that and then some, to be honest. It's all about a recency league. It's not about what you did in the past. It's all about recency, which I suppose, I mean, it's kind of fair, right? Got some other contracts, but pretty, you know, feasible. We can afford them. You just love to see it. You just love to. Bryce Smith now has start of element trade, and he gains 10k XP. That's a win. Bro, I get it's the Broncos, it's freaking Russell Wilson, but it's their line. It's because you suck. Robert Hunt, we kind of went over this. He's actually not that bad when you consider his power blocking is good, so we're going to give him a 2-year 14. Connor Williams is actually decent, but at some point, you kind of just think, oh, he's a finesse. Nah, dude, he sucks. He sucks. I thought he was going to be... Nope, he sucks. Alec Ingold, not even a good run blocker in game, really, so I'm going to give him a contract, obviously, because of that. Noah Igbenogany, we mentioned it's going to be like a 4-year 40-ish, so 4-year 38.8, I think, is pretty fair for a guy that's, you know, only not starting because we have so much talent, not because he's not good. I think that was proper English, probably. Same situation as last year with a W and... Oh, I didn't even... Yikes! The division is garbage. Let's take a look at our season, and then I will show you the other seasons. I don't understand how they're so bad, but I don't know what it is. The Bills kind of just suck in Sim. The Patriots, I kind of see why they wouldn't be super great in Sim, but the Bills got an X-Factor quarterback. You know, like, what are you doing? Do better. But regardless, let's take a look at our numbers, see if our rookie running back did well. 2 great yards. Touchdowns were a little low. Picks were a little high. Running, okay, considering he's a rookie running back. I don't know what kind of upgrades you would have had. I didn't involve myself. We'll say the speed upgrades did not exist. Receiving, Tyreek Hill did pretty well. Waddle was decent. Gesicki was pretty good. Cedric Wilson, you know, he's all right. Offensive line, McKinney was terrible. Terron Armstead wasn't that great. Changed to the Browns scheme this year because I wanted to run the ball a little bit more. I mean, they're better numbers, especially from a non-established guy, but still not where I'm looking. You know, not what I'm looking for. Ogba with 13 sacks, he's just a god. Sam Williams, not bad to be fair. Phillips, though, he's been awful. He's really been bad. You know, it's just not been great. Howard, back-to-back 5-pick seasons. Baker, not bad. Sanborn, okay. Baker obviously had a lot of tackles. Jason Sanders, I think, missed one more kick this season. Mac Hacks or Hawks, punt yards were like 2 yards per punt less. Of course, Tyreek Hill with a punt return touchdown. Let's take a look at McCaffrey with the MVP of the league, which is cool to see a new name. Don't think we'd have won anything. Maybe Richards, yeah, I was about to say, you know. I don't know about anything else, though. Yeah, Jair's a Jaguar. I mean, they missed Jalen, I suppose, and they're back with another elite corner. The Bengals, a team that went to the Super Bowl recently enough. We're in 86, they're in 86. They added J.J. Watt. I mean, if we're on par with a Super Bowl contender, I like it. I like where we're at. Also, we had to beat the Raiders, who apparently are a playoff team. I know they just lost to the Chiefs, but it's still, they got there. They played against them. 14-3. Come on. Miami, use that run game. 6-14. 9-14. 9-21. You got to do something in the pass game, though. You got to do something. Moving. Okay. Looked like we punted it. It's okay. It's gone. Tyler Boyd. No, not again. 4th and 7. Wow. 3 straight plays. No yards. No bitches, man. And a pick from Tua. Wow, that is a very bad way to end that game. I mean, honestly, just kneel the game out next time. At least the fans wouldn't have been as mad as Tua just completely folded. Well, we know the Browns playbook isn't for us. I'll put it that way. That is disgusting. I don't even want to look at the rest of the numbers. I just don't care. Panthers, Steelers, Super Bowl. So I'm glad that the Bengals wasted our spots. And the Panthers win it all. Did we go for their draft pick? I know they were an option when we were going for a trade. Did we actually end up with the Eagles? I can't remember. But Let's take a look at our dev ups. We have 33 mil. We're going to be losing Byron most likely. Maybe trade him off for like a 3rd round pick if we're lucky. I don't know. Maybe he just goes to free agency. 2 is an 84 overall. He's not bad. What's his ratings? Medium and short's great. I get the deep accuracy. He's actually not terrible in real life deep accuracy. He just doesn't have the throw power. But I kind of would like to build him this way anyways. So fair enough there. No other dev ups on offense. Defensively, we're seeing some okay dev ups, right? I think we had Baker and Williams. Williams, a little surprised you got a dev up, to be honest, but we definitely needed it, so I'm glad that it happened. 87 speed, 90 excel, 80 finesse move. He went up 2 excel on his own. That's pretty impressive, but it's getting better. I will say I'm a little worried about Ogba, who is, easily our best edge rusher. Well, not edge rusher, but our best pass rusher. He's 30 years old now. He's getting older. He's getting older as things go on. But, of course, Byron Jones is going to be let go. Honestly, I mean, he's really, I don't know what he'd be worth, but trade him off for something, perhaps. Because he's still on contract, so physically, with our cap, we can also keep him. So if a team wants him, they have to actually trade for him from our team. So it does make sense that if you're desperate for a corner, you're one player away, potentially making that trade of a 4th round, 5th round pick isn't the worst. Oh, this is the guy we actually traded. We needed to get some cap off the Cowboys, and this guy was actually star. Whoops, my bad, Cowboys. I don't want him because he's trash, but I know you guys are desperate, so. Ironically enough, this is actually, once again, in our Dolphins franchise, where we traded Byron Jones. It just made the most sense. I know it's inter-conference, but look at their cornerback group. Kent, 58 overall, and a 5'9" corner. Yep, that's the cornerback room. Of course, they are broke as hell now, but that is beside the point, not my problem. But now we're entering free agency with a fresh 44 to 47 mil cap room, so we got to be strategic about it. Left guard is a need. We can fill that in the draft, but left guard, definitely looking at it. Everything else on offense, though, is completely set, which is awesome. And then defensively, maybe you look to replace Wilkins, maybe look for a corner. But, I mean, we have a lot of guys set. It's just they got to develop, right? Baker, even star development right now, 27 years old is a little iffy. But, I mean, I guess you draft for future need. If you see a really sick player, even if you already have the player, maybe, the position filled, maybe you look to replace him. I mean, Noah Igbinoghene got that deal, but we do need to replace Xavier Howard at some point, too. So, whether it's to replace, or fill in for Noah already or not, either way, it could be a good pick to make a corner selection. I think wide receiver we're set on, even though Tyreek's regressing a little bit. I think it's just really left guard unless, we can fill one of those spots in free agency. Ryan Jensen would be a great name to add, but just can't do it. Logan Wilson, way overpaid. Joseph Day, I mean, it could be a need, but not the biggest need right now. Yeah, I mean, unless there's a guard, it's just probably just going to be saving money, which isn't, once again, it's not a bad thing. Alex Kappa. Austin, they let Austin Jackson go. He went to an 80 overall. What are they doing? Are they just broke? Oh, man. Andrew Thomas, dude. The Buccaneers. Power as well. I'm going to convert him to guard, I think. I'm going to give him a 4-year, $55 million deal and convert him to guard. He's got better power anyways, and once again, we kind of want that for the interior. So 108 points, which isn't enough to actually get him over the Broncos, or the Buccaneers. I'm dropping that offer then. If they're trying to cheese me, I'm going to cheese them. I'll give him the 2-year 30, but when it comes down to re-signing him again, it'll be a lot cheaper since we're not competing. Kenneth Murray is younger, and he's like built the same way already as Baker. That's a tough one to pass on. If we don't get this deal, I gave him a 2-year, $33 million deal. Come on, buddy. If Andrew doesn't, I'm going to be so mad. Yeah, Andrew Thomas, 25 years old, 80 overall. Of course, we could always put him back at tackle if Terron Armstead decides to retire a little early on us. I don't think he will, but you just never know. But yeah, Andrew Thomas kind of fits as a guard better in the way, the game kind of built him here. So glad to grab him. Re-signing him should be a little bit cheaper, maybe 10 per rather than this 16 per that we obviously used to get him here. But realistically, like I said, I mean, you're kind of just drafting for the future. So a nice DT or an interior guy might be the way to go, especially with Ogba getting older and Wilkins not even that great of an overall anyways, but he's obviously getting older in general anyways. But yeah, maybe a corner. D-tier corner probably is just the number top 1 and 2 needs. Our draft picks are worse than I thought. I'm thinking about going for a cornerback that's round 1 projected. Of course, that's not crazy to think, but we know that round 1 projected means that he's probably in the top 10. But I think even with the amount of draft picks we have, I'm not willing to go into the top 10. So if we get to 10, maybe 11, then I'll decide. A bunch of quarterbacks just go there. But 23, 30, I just think that we have so little of needs right now that it's smart to just trade up and grab a guaranteed beast. And that's what this cornerback looks like. I don't know if he's going to be there, though. I'm a little worried. It's an opposite conference, but maybe I will go to pick 10. Let's see. But the player I was looking at was Mr. Oh, they didn't show the rest. He had a B press, a 4.31. I didn't get to see all of it, dude. I literally scouted him. Clemens, of course, they did show the scout on an A block shed, very athletic. I mean, we kind of need that position for the future as well. But then you also have this guy who's, a power move, pretty decent. I mean, not strong, but strong enough. Same with Pemberton, a power move, and same with the 33 bench press reps. I mean, there's really, other than the DT, there's really no one else to trade up for. Do I actually trade up for a guy I don't know his man or his zone coverage for? The thing is about this as well is I have a feeling that there's always at least a good couple of corners. And you can see here, it falls off fast. I gotta think this Gibson's decent. I have to. And if he's not, I'm going to be really sad. Believe it or not, this is actually a fair trade. I think we gained like 35 in value, but obviously I could easily just drop a 4th next year and not feel any bad about it. But obviously, I forgot about that. But obviously, I wanted to make that trade up, but I also wanted to keep our pick 30 and our 46. I'm going to grab the corner here. I promise you I will not. Actually, I already almost forgot what team it was. I'm gonna knock that out first. Yes, I already almost forgot. I promise I won't forget to do the trade. Yeah, I just won't remember which damn team deserves the pick. But we're going to take the cornerback. I mean, there's some other positions maybe, like, who's this Brian Johnson guy? He's probably insane. He's actually very good in fairness. But I just think that this guy is worth the money. Quentin Gibson is going to be the choice. And he is hidden, and he is very athletic. We take that. We take the agility, once again, I don't know what the hell that means, but change of direction is 92, so I don't know if it matters. Oh, the DT went high, dude. Damn, I just thought, he was like a 1 to 2, I thought, right? Like, there's a bunch of other DTs here. I was thinking, these guys are going to go first. This guy looks good, too. Is he just not good? I don't want to take a guy that's falling. I ain't about that life, to be honest, and I also don't know anything about the other guys. DT is one of the bigger needs. I can't believe he must have been good then. He must have been insane if he went that early with all these other DTs here and him being a 1 to 2 guy. Of course, these guys are pretty bad in strength, but that's pretty Bradley, to be honest. I really want to just take a shot on Springs anyways, but there's nothing worse than shot Springs. If he's there at 30, see, the problem is, if he's there at 30, it probably means he sucks. But we wouldn't have had a chance at him if he wasn't at 30, right? And he is there, so he probably was decent. Damn it, dude, I don't know. We're going to go to 49, gain a third round pick, and a 6th-round pick from the Falcons. See what they grab in the process. Strong safety. I mean, they kind of need a lot of everything, so I guess it's a good position for them. And then we're going to start taking some of our players here. I think we're going to take the tackle first, assuming he's still there. Hopefully, David Wagner. That was a weird way to say it. But I see a B pass block finesse, a run block finesse. I don't know where you would play him, though, because he seems like... Oh, he's normal. That sucks. He seems like a tackle, but we don't really need a tackle. But maybe he's got decent power as well, and he plays the interior. I don't know. Bradley, Bradley. Let's take a look at the rest of the players. So I don't know who's better. Denard has an A power move, but so does the other guy. I think Pemberton's just not as athletic, even though this guy is a 6'1". He's kind of weirdly sized, but we're going to grab Trey here, and yeah, as expected, normal development Trey, but 86, 87 power move out the gate is absolutely nuts, and that is honestly probably what he's going to have, something around that range with that A, especially since there was another A there as well. If you're basing 2 A's, that means one of them's got to be at least like in the 80s, or both of them got to be in the 80s, I imagine. And everyone else is a day 3. Sweet. What about David Andrews? Been betting a little bit. Oh, my. I don't know anything else about him, though, dude. What's that athleticism looking like, though? What's that athleticism? I don't know. We add 122 by going down to 90. And honestly, we're just probably going to take a couple of day 3s here. Just, bet on our scouting for once. A lot of times we're just like, day 3s, they suck. But we're going to be grabbing David. Actually, let's take the other 2 first. Andrew, or Ahmad Thomas, got a couple of Thomases. 6'1", 6'2", or 6'2", 21. Decently athletic. And then we have the outside guy, Roy Morgan, who is 6'3", 22 with a 4.58 and an A fit. Welcome to the team. Normal development rate, 84. Speed, 89 excel. We're hitting the normals, I'll tell you. We're killing it on the normal devs. But I seen an A finesse. I ain't messing around, dude. I'm grabbing them right away. And then with this pick, I suppose... lineman's not really even that big of a need anymore, but I seen a couple of B's and an A. Whatever. David Andrews. Yeah, of course, he's the one that's hidden. I'll take it, though, because our other tackle in the second round was awful. And I don't know if Thomas is going to be here, but if he is, we're going to grab him. Oh, Jesus. Probably should have traded up for him, even though, I don't really know. He was probably the guy, I was about to say, I'll take him anyways. But I say the guy we knew the least about. Normal dev, 91 speed, 93 excel. That's a decent bit of a steal. Decent jumping, good enough change of direction. And the fact that he's 6'2", 21 gives him a lot of chances to develop. But now I think we're going to trade off some of these picks, which of course we're kind of down on picks anyways, and call it what seems to be a good draft. I like where I kind of like what happened. All right, we got to take a look at those 2 DTs, but let's first take a look at our players, see how that cornerback turned out. He was 77 overall with 77 man, 73. Hey, why is the morale down? Didn't we make the playoffs? Excuse me. He's the automatic number 3, but I'm going to be really sad if he's superstar or better. I'm not going to be, but you know what I mean. And he is. Wow, what a pick, actually. 23. 24 is a little too fresh, in my opinion. Wagner was a 72 overall, but obviously normal development trait. He's not a bad lineman. You see normal, and you're like, and then you see his rating, and you're like, okay, I guess. Could have been bad and normal. Ooh, speaking of bad and normal, although 87 power move like we've seen, I guess we're going to look at 3 DTs. I want to see the other DT we had a choice on. Roy Morgan. That's a guy that's developable. That is definitely, I don't know if he's going to develop for us, but definitely developable. David Andrews, not super athletic, so I suppose he would just sit at right tackle. 66 or 68 overall for the corner. More of a safety. I don't really know if we need a safety. I don't even know if we need a corner, but Shelby, the fullback. Ooh, he's actually really good. He was the best looking based on, the little ratings I've seen. But 73 in run block, 84 strength for a fullback coming out of the class. That's got to put him up there in the top 4, top 3 in run blocking, maybe even number 1. That's pretty good. Clement, 79 overall. Okay, he's normal. But 79 overall. Kind of reminds me of the guy we actually just drafted. And then where was the other DT? Oh, he went right after. Springs, normal. I'm glad we passed on him. He's, a pretty good player. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Matthew Ioannidis. But, yeah, I'm not really interested. Was this the guy? I don't think it was. Oh, it was Pemberton. I remember his name. Hard to forget his name. Pemberton, 72 overall. Normal development trait as well, but 89 power move. Holy crap. I think that's maxed. I imagine that's max power. Wow, that's sweet. I will say, though, our guy did have 6 higher speed, which I guess is a pretty big loss. 2 power moves gainable, but 6 speed? I don't know about that now. But I also don't know how much speed matters for a defensive tackle, so touche, game. You win. The team for year 3. Tua, 84 overall, but X Factor. Waddle, 88 overall, 89 overall, but superstar. Tyreek Hill, 30. That's it. 30 years old. He dropped to speed as well, I believe. It's a good offensive line, not great, but our right tackle, left guard situation is improving daily. Center's also going to be getting there as well. Right guard maybe replaced at some point, and then Armstead, I'm worried about retirement, but for now he's good. Gesicki is a 90 overall. He's fine for now. Middle linebackers, Baker, I don't know how much higher he's going to go, but Johnson still has a lot of time left in his career. Phillips and Williams, though, they need to step it up. Safeties, Sanborn needs to step it up, but obviously it's sophomore year. D-line, I mean, Smith is great. Dennard can potentially replace one of these two on the other sides. And then cornerbacks completely set. So DBs are set. I mean, it's really just more development time. But overall, I like the team. It really does come down, though, to Tua as well. Tua needs to do the job. It's rare, but it happens. Bryce Smith, with his first completed can't breakout scenario, one more and he's a superstar. Yo, he did it! He actually completed it! Wait. Oh, he gets 10K and superstar. I forgot it's like super hit or miss. It's like one every like 20 or something like that. Let's actually take a look at the numbers. I'm not really caring about the first game, but the Texans. Please tell me he actually earned it and it's not glitched. Oh, he's just so sexy, isn't he? 3 tackles for a loss, which is all he needed. But then he also got a sack on top of it. My guy. He's my dude. All right, Jalen Waddle time. 4-year 62. I think a 5-year 90 is in order. He hasn't, been that guy. He's kind of been the sidekick to Tyreek, but still an amazing offer. It's like 19 per or something like that. Holland, 6-year. Hoping to get him to superstar, but a 6-year worth 70 I think is fair. Once again, we are offering more money than the game's asking, but the game's not asking for enough. Phillips. Now, if that's the offer we actually give him, I think it's fair because he really hasn't played at all well enough to deserve anything more. 84 finesse move. I mean, a 4-year 42 is probably on par. Baker, a 4-year 37, considering, his, regression point and how he's played is also pretty fair. So we should have a lot of money to re-sign these guys, keep the team intact for the most part, and once again, keep it fair. Calling it quits, I'm not going to click that. It's literally been Terron Armstead since the very first season, I kid you not, and I've just ignored it every time because he just signed a very lucrative deal with us. He's not going to retire 3 games into that first contract. I mean, that's something. So this is not like previous years. This is a whole thing on its own. We win, but we finish the season at 8-9. I do not understand how, but sure, I guess. We'll get our little bonuses for winning or whatever. One of the things, yeah, great morale when the season's over. Love it, dude. But to say, one of the things was like +5 catching for your wide receivers for the next 2 games. It's like, it was week 18. There are no 2 games unless they're going to count it for next season, which even then it would be preseason technically. But low cap space as well, apparently. Obviously, we're going to, well, I'm going to say obviously, but we might be able to move on from Xavier Howard. I'm not 100% sure, but Tua Tagovailoa. Let's take a look at the numbers. 2nd and 3rd for yards and touchdowns. Picks were pretty low. Richards was decent. I'm not really sure how are we not doing better here? Can we get an explanation? I mean, I don't see anything that's like out of the ordinary other than like low sack numbers which isn't out of the ordinary, unfortunately for us. Bad kicking, I guess. I don't understand how we're the 3rd offensive yardage. What about scoring? 20th defensive yardage, in fairness. Defense seems like it sucks. Might have to change the scheme again. 8th points scored. And 7th. Bro, we must have just, got the most closest 1-game loss situation ever. 1-point losses left and right or something. No award wins either. Wow, what a season, dude. I love it. But maybe we'll get one of those stupid dev-ups where, a guy with 7 or 8 sacks, his goal was 7 or 8, and it's just here's a dev up, even though you sucked. The Steelers versus the Eagles. The winner of this one is the Steelers. 15 mil cap. Love it. Of course, we did sign a lot of expensive players. I don't even know if we have anyone coming up that we need to re-sign. I can't really think of one, to be honest. Maybe Hunt again, I guess? Maybe? I don't know, but Smith, a similar guy, going up in dev. Superstar X Factor, my dude. And like I said with Williams, I literally just said this. Maybe we'll get lucky. We do have to pay him now, but we got a dev up for him. Superstar development trait. He's a little raw, similar to Phillips, but it's a great team. Howard, please tell me we can get rid of you. I got to see what this is like in real life. 32 years old, huh? Although it's kind of new, so I don't know if they're actually going to show it. So in real life, actually, I can get rid of him. we would save 13 mil in cap. So I think, how good is he? I might actually do that. He's good, but I might trade him off for like a 4th round pick. Oh, wait, this guy was superstar? We didn't actually look. He was superstar. I mean, he was planning to be a starter at some point anyways, but McKinney, who we've asked a lot from since he moved from center to tackle, is going to be playing right guard for us. If I can get rid of Robert Hunt, that'd be great, but okay, that's pretty clutch. I mean, that was kind of the plan no matter what, whether he was star or superstar, but we take those. That's a win. And Robert Hunt we can actually get rid of. Normally, these kind of contracts, you don't have a chance to get away from. User contracts are almost always like you're paying the same price for the dead hit and the salary. Howard, I mean, we're close, but 86 overall. I mean, if we couldn't even make the playoffs with him last season, like, what are we going to do? You know, doesn't really matter if we get rid of him. The Cardinals need a corner and a lineman, I suppose we'll take if they have a bad pick. Yeah, I mean, then we'll take a 3rd off of them. They can afford it. They've got money on money, but it's not a bad deal for them. Trade them out of conference as well, so we don't feel bad there either. But 34 mil. Corner's up there for a need now with Howard gone, but I like who we got. I think the superstar will just be the starter now. I mean, we have the line set, at least for another season. Once again, I don't know about Armstead. Everything else, though, youngsters across the board. Wide receiver 3 could be helpful, but not necessary. That was words. DT, honestly. I think DT is probably the #1 need on the team now, and that's it, really. Just grab a DT or two and prepare for the future again. Even then, we have Dennard. But let's take a look at free agency. Maybe there's somebody here that's just, if Sam Williams, if there's an edge rusher here that's kind of young, I might take him. Elijah Mitchell, we don't really need a running back. Seems like, Richards is probably our guy for the future, but Gilmore, no thank you. Simmons, no thank you. Dawkins, no thank you. Yeah, I mean, if there was an edge rusher here that was a decently high overall, that was younger, maybe. But, it's not going to be the case. So we're probably going to end up paying Sam Williams, unfortunately. But I guess let's go to the draft. There's a couple of decent corners here, in fairness. But let's go to the draft and grab ourselves some D linemen. But honestly, I mean, at this point, I'm not really sure what we need to do. Maybe a couple of trade downs as well, because I don't want to tie too much money to rookies or players that aren't going to start right away, and we don't need them yet, but we may need them in the future. Nah, bro, I kid you not. Not a shot. Donald Driver, dude. He's a white guy, of course. No shot. Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably other names that do come up, and I just don't really notice it, but Donald's a semi-common name. Not really. Driver, probably not, but with a name like that, I almost feel like I owe an apology to some people. So I've seen people that post, they're like, well, look at this draft player, dude, I found. His name is freaking Reggie Bush. It's like, that's pretty out there. Driver is not the most common name in the world. Donald's not that really, common. I don't really pay attention too much, but that's kind of crazy, right? Like, just even looking at all these other names, like are any of these names real? Like, I don't feel like any of these names are people that I've seen before. Yet Donald Driver, I don't know, dude. All right, Arizona, we scratched your back. It is damn time for you to scratch ours. I forgot we were in the playoffs, or we missed the playoffs. I was like, I might trade up to 15 for this DT if we're in like 20, 24 or something like that. We're at 15, so I was like, oh, I'm definitely trading up even higher then because I want this DT. He's an absolute mammoth. He's a beast. You'll see him in a sec. This trade seems a little fair. I mean, it's, in their favor slightly, like 18 points up from, like a 6th-round pick or something. I don't know, but I'm hoping he's good. He very well could be. Normal development trade, I will admit. But either way, Deontay Hurst, an A block shed, a B finesse, a C power move, 6'6" with 42 bench press reps, a 4.83 40-yard, which you look at his speed, it's great. His excel is great. His agility is great. The best 3-cone drill, best 20-yard shuttle for DTs, obviously the best 40, the best bench. 5th for vert, 4th for broad. He's our pick, obviously, and he is freaking normal normal development. Of course, 95 strength, very athletic, obviously. But really, dude? Oh, man, I suppose that's just kind of the way it is. We do have some wide receivers as well, which it's coming up to being one of the bigger needs. We also, don't have a number 3. This guy looks insane. He's around 1 to 2. I think, honestly, I mean, there's a couple of guys we have here that are up to no good. I might even grab this corner. I was not going to rhyme again, I promise. 4-3-8. I mean, I'm just kind of seeing what's best available. I think we're going to move to pick 32. If Carmichael is somehow magically there, I have no choice but to go up for him. I mean, he just looks great. He is not... Wow, all the wide receivers are gone. Holy crap. Of course, I did scout a little bit more of Anthony. A B catching traffic, A catching. He's decently athletic. I mean, that's good enough for me to grab him. I'm debating Broyles, though. I don't know. C man coverage is okay. I almost said Z zone coverage. D zone coverage, very athletic though for 6'3". B tackle, B play rec, or C play rec, B block shed. I mean, I don't know, dude. Maybe we just trade down and once again add more to the next draft because. Really, once again, we're kind of drafting early. We're pre-drafting, if you will. We get 65 this and a third next year from Tampa to move down to the first pick in the third round. And with this pick, we're obviously going to be taking Mr. Damian Anthony, B and A. I mean, it just looks good. Normal, unfortunately, but 92 speed, 92 excel, 96 change of directions. Pretty sick. Looks like a fun player, but normal dev and a freaking rebuild is kind of meh. Tell me no team's willing to give me a second round next year for a mid-third? Literally every team in the league is offering me. Not a single. I mean, to be fair, some of these might be just as good, if not better, but I'm just looking for a straight-up second round, dude. I don't want to have any chances of ending up with a worse third round next year. Give me pick 64 even, and I'm happy with it. So we trade 79 this, 118 next, and a 5th this. For pick 40 projected, and we'll be happy with it, whether it's, pick 40 or even 64, to be honest, but we're hoping it's closer to that pick 40, obviously. With this pick, we'll be taking a punter, C-kick accuracy, but he was the strongest looking with the good, I think it was, kick power, 94 kick power, obviously, very fast, or fast enough, it doesn't matter anyways, but a good pick. We needed a punter, and we got one. I'm going to grab myself a round 3 to 4 projected quarterback who's 24 but fast. Welcome to the squad. 89 throw. I mean, if it wasn't for his age, I mean, it's not terrible starting ratings, but yeah, 24 is pretty trash. All right, let's take a look at that draft recap, and 78 overall. That is insane, in fairness. 6'6", 78 overall, 80 block shed, 95 strength, 99 with the bonus that we have. Bull rush, of course, decently fast, good power move. He's a pretty good player, safe to say. Damian Anthony, very high overall, plus 10 to catching. So I guess it did carry over, but 85 catching anyways, good short route. Yeah, he's a very good player. Has all the catching traits as well. I mean, great juke move. That is a steal, without a doubt. I am curious to see Carmichael anyways, but wow, that guy's pretty freakly. 77 overall Carmichael, who was hidden, decently athletic as well. Only one trait, though, but kind of proven that traits literally don't matter at all, but that is what it is. And he was a superstar. Pretty good pick. Hey, there we go. The new wide receiver, Anthony, is a star dev with the perfect chemistry, which means he could go all the way to X Factor. Who knows? We've gone so far that Tyreek needs another deal. A 3-year 68 is, 3-year 70. At this point, he's kind of regressing. Still getting a lot of guarantee. Andrew Thomas is what we were kind of waiting for. About 10 mil per year rather than the 16 per that we had to give him to get here. Ogba's still good. We'll see how good he is after the season, though, when we're looking to re-sign him. Same with Williams. He's okay. So 10 mil per year is fair enough, especially since he's superstar. Still has plenty of potential to dev up, or overall up, if you will. Wilkins will be replaced with Hurst, and then we may need to replace Ogba as well. But if I have to, I can't tag him, dude. That's way too much to tag, right? You know what? Honestly, screw it. I'm just going to give Ogba the 2-year 20. He's been good. Even with the regression, he's still worth every penny. So 2-year 20, even if he's like an 80 overall, whatever, dude. All right, like all those other seasons. If we win, I think we're in. Maybe we didn't need to. What's that Terron Armstead guy's age? He's 34. I might have to click this thing for realism. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not clicking it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Should I? Should I? Dude, screw it. Who is it? It's Terron, right? If you better not be Terron. Terron. Wait, but did it say potential retirement? I don't know. It is what it is, though. He's kind of getting up there in fairness. But Tua. Of course, we were having a bit of a bad season, as you can tell. I put on the Chiefs playbook, and we started winning some games, obviously. Looking really good. Richards, awful. I mean, why would a guy with, like, 90... Speed went up, too, as well. 91 trucking, 87 stiff arm, but he sucks. I honestly don't understand what is wrong with running backs in the game. You can see me obviously put on that Chiefs playbook. Damn, Tyreek back with Mahomes out here. Offensive line maybe needs to retire. 11 sacks allowed. I mean, this is just a great team not playing well. Although the pass rush for once was finally good. Pick totals were okay. Kicking was kind of better. It was one block, I suppose, but I don't know, dude. I honestly just feel like this could be like a never-ending rebuild kind of situation. Like, obviously, I'm doing only one more season max, but like I just don't know with the way we're playing, despite how good we are, if we're going to do it all. I kind of want to see the rest of the league, though, because I've seen the Steelers a few times, and their overall has been really close to ours. I mean, 88, 90, 86, 84, 88. I mean, there's a couple of really, really high teams, which I imagine are like 13-win teams, but we are the highest overall, so we're not the underdogs by any means. We're not supposed to not win. So, you know, EA, you want to throw me a bone here? I would appreciate it. Bruh, the Jets just took down the Chargers. We cannot be passed by the Jets. 14-0. Cannot be passed by the Jets. Defense forces a turnover. 17-0. 24-0. 27-0. I mean, you got to be a GG, right? I mean, they avoid the shutout, but still not much better. 34-14. What a win. What did Tua look like? 3 touchdowns, 227 for yards. Pretty good. Pretty good. Titus Richards was finally decent. His name's Titus, right? It's a pretty cool name, actually. Gesicki with 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Ajabo with 2 sacks. Phillips with 2 sacks. Like to see it. Those edge linebackers not looking bad. Ahmad Thomas with a pick. They missed a kick. We missed nothing. Not that it would have mattered anyways, but thank you for the freaking playoff win. Thank you, EA. I appreciate it. One last hurrah. Let's see it. 2 more wins and we're in the Super Bowl, dude. That's a lot of wins, man. But more morale of the players, so they're kind of looking max at this point, or probably pretty close to max with the morale boost. The Raiders. Okay. What overall were they? EDA, they're pretty good too. So got Devontae there, and Chandler Jones is still going strong, and Waller probably. They got a good team. If we win this game, there's a chance we play the Jets. So now or never, fellas, to be honest. Now or never. 14-10, 14-17, 24-14, 31-14, thank you. 31-21, 31-28, 38-28. 38-35. Defense can't play a damn soul. 1:30. We're running the ball, and the clock's just gone. Holy crap with the coding in this game. Like a minute left. They're running twice, and they don't even call a single timeout. I'm not going out like this. Like, come on, man. Do better, dude. Literally do better. And speaking of doing better, I could have done a little bit better there. Good catch, Anthony, but I'm going to be honest, I kind of wish he didn't catch it. Some pretty good coverage. This could be a really good play to Hill. Get the block from Gesicki. Kind of just set it up. Waddle could also drag that out a little bit for us. I wanted to just take it anyways, but there goes Tyreek. Waddle did what he was supposed to, and Tyreek benefit. Look at the game from Tua. They deserve this win. Tyreek Hill again. Waddle down the middle. Gesicki could be like the dump off. Waddle! He holds on! Touchdown, Dolphins! Well, I did not... I couldn't aim that left. I couldn't go right, obviously. Honestly, that's just really good bait defense. Holy crap. It's right here. It looks so open. But then they close. Like, that free save... Although he stopped, so probably could have let it inside, and he just got late hands there and just didn't make the play. Of course, we need that extra point, but I'm feeling confident with Jason. He hits it. And we're headed to the championship round against potentially the Jets. Wow. That 6 touchdowns, 400 yards. Obviously, we came in for that last drive, but the team, if it wasn't for stupid clock management, might have been able to do it themselves. Those runs actually were working. They just weren't wasting, they weren't hurrying up to spike it or calling timeout. Actually skipped the last hurrah. Damn it. And it is the Jets, bro. Watch we lose to the Jets. I mean, they're winning games too. They're an 87 overall team as well, and Kyle Hamilton could be real life as well. I don't know, man, but I'm hoping. All right, good stop. Scoring a touchdown afterwards. Jets drive down, but they don't score. 10-0. 13-0. I wish we had some touchdowns instead of field goals. As you can see, they're only down by 3 now. Just like that, they're leading by 4. Can the offense wake up? Any signs of life, guys? Thank you. From the 5, apparently we have another. Okay, it's all tied up. Just like that, they have to punt. Decent field position. I don't know what's happening, but we're leading by 7. They get a huge touchdown. We're wasting the clock when there's a chance to drive down for the win. Love it all, dude. This game is flawless. I don't know what's happening, okay? If they pass off Gesicki, it's like they don't realize the clock or something. I'd be worried about the underneath more than the deep shot, to be honest. I'd be looking for them to set up the deep pass for the touchdown, and we literally have a timeout. At the least, you could set up a better angle for your kicker if he's, likes the left more than the right, or the right and whatever it may be. And that's so risky, but he's 6'6". I think Tua would get yelled at for that, but at the same time, Gesicki almost came down with it. Whatever, dude. 50-yard field goal for the win. Going to the Super Bowl, and they hit it. Jason Sanders doesn't. Super Bowl bound. Of course, looking at Tua's numbers, not good. Not good, to be honest. Richards, very good numbers, actually, for once. Although his long was 32, so you knock that off and whatever. But Sterling Shepard killed it. New York to New York. Gesicki was pretty damn good. 14 catches. I mean, we only threw to him. He only caught it once off of us, so they kind of came in clutch with the big man. Jason Sanders, though, the man of the hour, clutched up hard. Didn't miss a single field goal out of 4 attempts. It's crazy. How is that even fair? 3 power move for a guy. I mean, I know his power move kind of sucks. They've developed him as a block shedder, but that just ain't even right, dude. That is just, oh my God, they didn't even develop him as a power guy. Maybe this is why we lose a lot. Game doesn't know how to develop AIs, although it's really weird. I mean, I guess he's a pass block guy, but he's got finesse, power, and all that for pass block, but run block sucks. But either way, Super Bowl against the Niners or the Panthers, and it is the San Francisco 49ers. Take a quick look if we had any dev-ups. I don't think there would have been any on offense, right? Maybe Waddle, but unlikely. Doesn't get it. Defensively, Baker goes to superstar. Sanborn goes to superstar as well, which is, I mean, it's something. He's got acrobat now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pretty clutch. Obviously, Smith is just balling out. Did we have that one last hurrah, or did I lose it completely? I'm going to look at the media day, I guess, because maybe they'll mention it for the morale, but might have lost it completely because I skipped it. He's like, oh, I guess I'll retire now. They don't care. But yeah, I will say, even though it's frustrating, a lot of the teams are kind of the same overall as us. We didn't really, build a team quick enough in this one, but it still is the best in the league, so we're hoping for the win. Come on, Miami. Not a good start, but we hold them to 3. See, we score 7 on our own. He's got to be patient, all right? 14-6 now. 21-6. Miami, then San Francisco drives down, doesn't get it. 3 points. I just think they're putting too many field goals up. Defense is clutching up. Offense probably does enough, I think. And they do. Miami's nothing. They're champions. I don't want to get copyright striked by PewDiePie. What? Tua with 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Trey Lance is still, I would say young, but he's kind of like the same as Tua. So, this is a huge win for Tua, obviously. But Richards, nice game, I guess. Richards is a weird guy. Like he puts up some okay numbers, especially in the playoffs. But regular season, he's awful. Had the same scheme all the way through. Well, maybe not all the way through, but the last 6 games up until now is Chiefs. So I don't know what to tell you with that one. But we won the Super Bowl, and that's something I'm happy to tell you. Actually, I want to check something. Wasn't Tua bad in the last 2 games? super not clutch, dude. Yeah, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, bro. Oh, my. Either way, we're still in it. That's all you could really ask for. And we'll take a look at some of the numbers that we had, or the rookies' ratings, which, I mean, they're numbers still. Might have misspoke, but they're still technically numbers. 2 is a 93 overall here. Don't know how far this would be ahead. This is like a year ahead where we are in our league right now. Of course, you could see how Improviser's OP is hell, because only 89 throw power here, yet he's had more seasons and more upgrades in our franchise for Dolphins. I think he has 91, which is pretty impressive. Of course, as far as abilities go, he got these 2 on his own. You know, this would be lovely to get. Was it Gunslinger? And then the last one, Escape Artist. Yeah, I freaking wish, but we got rid of it anyway, so I guess it's kind of irrelevant. Richards, who is, once again, pretty damn good, just never fully developed, but still got time, I guess. Not for us, I don't really care anymore, but very good carrying. Speed got upgraded a couple of times. Tyreek is still insanely good at 32 years old, 98 speed, and just, I mean, absolutely insane. But what about Mr. Waddle? I know a lot of people are probably looking to see this one. 98 speed, 98 excel. You know, very good medium and deep route, pretty good release, good enough catching and all that. What were the abilities he got in this one? Grab and go and jukebox. It's actually like the exact same thing he got in our franchise, didn't he? He got jukebox and grab and go as well on that, which, I mean, I guess it's maybe his build, but that's interesting. Gesicki probably... Actually, I want to see Gesicki. I know he probably would regress at this point, but what's his speed? Oh, of course he gets a speed upgrade here. Come on, man. Unless maybe he was faster because of the roster we used. Ogba, 85 overall. This guy's a god. He's honestly a franchise god. This guy always puts up big numbers, and he did the same here for us. Fearmonger, goal line stuff. Didn't get his second ability put on for himself. But Gibson, you know, he kind of stepped in for Xavier Howard, and, I mean, he got us a Super Bowl ring. Howard didn't, I'll tell you that. Not bad at all. Noah Igbenogany. Never really see him fully develop in franchises because you got those 2 guys in front of him that are always really good and last long, but... Yeah, I mean, not a bad player at all. 2 man coverage goons. Smith, we kind of already looked at, but this guy was great for us. I mean, this guy is... He's something. He started off as a normal and got to X Factor in 2 seasons. Baker, 85 overall. Superstar development trait. Pretty good player, you know, kind of all around. Williams, I guess we'll look at. I'm not really too impressed by what he was able to do. He finally had a good season this year, but... Took too long, man. You got to go faster. That's why our overall wasn't that high, is because we had good players that were young and developable that just never put up any good seasons. Holland stayed star. I know the pain, dude. I know the pain. And then Sanborn, of course, got to superstar there last season. So that's pretty much it. I mean, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR. Second channel, PKR Plays. And hopefully, I'm planning on streaming either Friday or Saturday. I'll let you guys know if, you know, when that is, you know, if we're coming back or not. It's probably bad timing since MLB just came out recently enough, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. And yeah, if there's any other rebuild you want to see, or rebuilds you want to see, you know, based on real life moves. I mean, I don't remember, we didn't do like a no Khalil Mack Bears one, but you know what I mean. Like situations like that, if you want to see a rebuild of something big like that happening, you know, I don't know why you would want to, but like the Chiefs, post Tyreek, post, you know, MVS, couple of signings, you know, Juju went up. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow will likely be Miami Dolphins franchise week 1. I said, I think it was Thursday or Friday, that it was going to be a big Miami Dolphins kind of weekend. And, you know, Dolphins fans may be feeling it. I don't know. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. Oh, that was worth it, though. Remember it, like, it being sellable. Bye! The problem is I keep up too... What? Why, because your fat ass was in the car with him? Did he... Whoa!